startup, helping to run its online community. And apropos to today's discussion, Tyson and I met through LinkedIn. In 2009, recognizing the power behind social media, Tyson decided to follow his passion and made it the focus of his career. He launched Dialogue, a Boston-based social media education and consulting firm, providing education and training for companies, professional service firms, nonprofits, and Fortune 500 companies. Tyson has spent 15 years in consumer marketing, public relations, and social media. He has a solid understanding of the social media space and counts Wenham Museum, Lowell General Hospital, the Charles River Conservancy, and as I can report firsthand, Louis Lindau Researches as clients. Tyson has an uncanny ability to put new and emerging social media forums into layman terms, making this new world accessible, fun, and profitable to curious users. Thank you again for taking time today to this program, and we look forward to walking away with the keys to the social media kingdom.
Thank you, Jill. And thank you all for coming out today. I'm just going to put my watch down here to make sure we don't go over. What I'd love to do today is spend about an hour talking to you about social media. And I'd like to leave the half hour. Invariably, there are tons of questions that come along with social media, so I'd like to have about an hour of talking about social media, and then about a half hour of just open questions and ask anything and everything that comes to mind. All the questions you're afraid to ask to anyone you work with, just raise your hand and ask away. So let's talk about social media. And whenever I teach big workshops, I always think, how do you sort of teach the story? And I think it always starts with a story. And so to start off our discussion today, let's talk about a story. And so we all know this picture, and a picture tells 1,000 words. And this is a nice way of introducing the story of how powerful social media can be. I'm talking about social media in general, not necessarily fundraising quite yet. So all of that picture is, that was that's good old Captain Sully landing the plane in the Hudson. That picture was taken about 6 minutes after the plane landed, taken by a gentleman with an iPhone and uploaded to Twitter, and it was all across the social media landscape within minutes. And as you can tell from the numbers here, Sully took off from LaGuardia at 3:26. This picture, he probably ran into those birds around 3:30. It was uploaded to TwitPic at 3:36. CNN breaks the story about a half hour later. And actually, CNN was the first one. New York Times broke it about an hour and a half later. Because as we all know now, the New York Times, the brand name of the New York Times, they want to make sure they got their facts straight. But as we all know from this picture, citizen journalism really took over. So this is just telling you the lightning fast speed of how content gets pushed along the web. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because in this day and age, people are getting their content. They're not getting it from the newspaper or the Boston Globe on a Sunday morning. They're getting it from their iPhone. They're getting it from their BlackBerry. And so why social media is important here, because social media lives on both the iPhone, the BlackBerry, and your computer. In a nutshell, social media, if you really boil it down, you take away all the bells and whistles from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from Twitter, it's really about information, news, and content. It's about the relationships between those people giving out that information, news, and content. And it's about the technology that brings it along. I'm talking about the iPhones, I'm talking about the Kindle, I'm talking about your laptop. So let's go on to that. So today we're going to talk about a bunch of things. We're going to talk about the story, why we're here today, the basics of social media. Now I know a lot of you know what Facebook is, and know what LinkedIn is, and know what Twitter is, but let's dive deeper into sort of what makes each of these platforms different, and why, for example, you might not need to have a Facebook page, or you should just be on Twitter, or maybe you should marry the two. So this is the agenda of where we're going to go today. So what I really want to start off and talk about is these are all the companies and organizations represented here today. So if we look at everyone here, and I apologize if I didn't get your logo, it may not have been available on Google Images. So I'm going to go up here. So we have, looks like we have about 3 or 4 schools. We have Fenn, we have Pike, we have Milton, we have Phyllis Andover, we have higher ed here, This is Harvard Medical School, this is the Museum of Science, obviously. We have UMass Lowell. We have the arts. We have City Performing Center for the Arts, the Rank Center. We have Boston Medical Center. So we have a pretty good group of organizations out here today that want to learn about it. So I'm going to talk to you not only about social media, but what it means for a college, what it means for your school or college, university. So what I'd love to do is get a show of hands and ask who here is personally on Facebook. Who has a Facebook account? Wow, okay, that's good. Who here is on LinkedIn? I imagine we're all on LinkedIn, okay. Who here is on Twitter, personally, their personal Twitter account? Okay. Does anyone here blog?
I don't maintain it anymore, but I have.
Does anyone here want to know how to blog or learn how to blog? Or is that something you sort of, I see a few nodding heads. Okay. What I might do now is, if I could go around the room really quickly and see if anyone has a question that they want to, sort of what you want to get out of today's conversation. We'll start with
I
Mary.
just want to know what the true benefits and pitfalls of the media are. I know what they are, but from a business and organization, especially media development, where's the real value? And what's the real cost of doing it? And what's the real cost of not doing it?
Okay. Did everyone hear that? The benefits, the cost of doing it. Do I need to? I have a microphone. Should I get a microphone, or do you think, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So ROI, it sounds like that was too. It's like, am I going to spend an hour on Facebook every day? What am I going to get out of it? Exactly. Any other questions? Yes.
Today I'm representing the Waste Marketing Committee, so I'm wondering what women in development can do to explore social networking, where we need to stand up.
Okay, great. That's a great question. Okay. Yes, back up.
I would say kind of put boundaries between personal and professional, and also you get a little bit where like Facebook groups and stuff like that, they kind of seem like they're representing the organization when they're not. So how do you kind of say that, well, this isn't really official, this isn't, we aren't having input into that.
Okay. So I heard the question was sort of personal and professional. Where do you draw the line? Okay, that makes sense. Yes.
I'm an independent consultant, so I'm wondering how this would not benefit me. Because I'm an organization of one person.
Okay. So how an independent consultant can make her or his way across the social media landscape. Yes.
Fundraising.
The actual, yeah, what part means to rep, yeah. Am I going to make money? Yeah. It's a great question. The title of this was Social Media Fundraising. I'm going to talk about